Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started with my lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that do this work in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video will be edifying and to the point. And, all right, this lesson is going to be about famine of the word. All right, and basically about, all right, this bill, all right, that's going to be passed here, not here, but a bill that Canada is going to be passing, all right, called the C-9, all right, and it's going into basically, people who peaceful protests, all right, can be persecuted and imprisoned. All right, and these, all right, indicate times of, basically famine of the word, and how, all right, things that you say, all right, especially the prophets, can, basically, the devil can lock you up in prison. All right, so I'm gonna get a bit of it. You can find this article, all right, at ccla.org, all right, Bill C-9, all right, and I'm going to read a bit of it. I'm going to get some scriptures, and Lord willing, it will be edifying. All right, it says, the Canadian Civil Liberties Association, CCLA, raises serious concerns about Bill C-9, introduced September 19th, 2025, arguing that its provisions could unduly restrict free speech and legitimate protest. All right, so Esau Edom, all right, is basically, getting things geared up, all right, to basically shut down the word, all right, and what's happening over there, all right, is ultimately going to happen all over the world. All right, what you say is going to be monitored. All right, and if it doesn't go with what they say, all right, like this guy said, I think his name is George Russo. He said they'll just turn off your chip. All right, turn off your C-hip. All right, so this is definitely lining up with prophecy. All right, so it continues to say. Matter of fact, I wanted to get that word real quick. I wanted to get the word protest. I wanted to get the definition of it. It says protest, a statement or action expressing disapproval of an objection to something. All right. Other definitions are disapproval, a fuss, all right. Let's see what else it says. Express an objection to what someone has said or done. So basically, all right, that's exactly what the prophets of the Lord are doing, man. They're protesting, all right, against Babylon the Great, all right, of all the things that it's done to the nation of Israel, and as well as to, to the earth, all right. They're basically, deleting Jake on the streets, all right, unaliving Jake, all right, feeding us poisons, all right, through medicine, food, water, air, biologically, all right, all of these different things, man, as well as destroying the earth, polluting the earth, all right, giving the earth no rest. All right, the scriptures speak about how, all right, the creation waited for the earnest expectation, all right, of, All right, basically the elect, right, to come back into power. All right, so we're protesting, all right, against this place. All right, let's go back to the article. All right. It says, all right, the immigration offense, all right, the intimidation offense, shalakia, the intimidation offense. It says the new offense is broader than the existing laws. It might criminalize peaceful protests deemed disruptive. The CCLA warns this could chill activism, deter people from speaking out, or penalize forms of protest currently considered lawful. All right, so basically, all right, they're getting rid of, all right, so-called free speech, man. All right, and you know, that's going to bring about, you know, basically famine of the word as spoken about in the scriptures. All right, let's get this real quick. All right, this is Isaiah 24:10, and it says, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. All right, and this place is being broken down by the word. All right, and this place is definitely, all right, the city of confusion. All right, you know, down can be up and up can be down, right can be left. All right, a man can be a woman and a woman can be a man. All right, you know, light is set for darkness. All right, and darkness for light. So yeah, I mean, this is the place of confusion. All right, it says there is a crying for wine in the streets. All right, and all joy is darkened. So there's going to be a crying for wine in the streets, man. And that's speaking about the scriptures. All right, the scriptures is the wine that's being spoken about. All right, and it says all joy is darkened. All right, because nobody's going to have an answer. All right, in that time. All right, it says the mirth of the land is gone, and the city is left desolation, and the gates is smitten with destruction. So, you know, when all hell is breaking loose, or, all right, when society is, you know, don't have the answers, all right, they're going to be seeking for the word, man, and they won't be able to find it. All right, because what? Jake basically, you know, casted the word behind their back. All right, and as well as these other nations. All right. Now, I remember the brothers from New York, they had made a video. All right, they were going live, and a guy was talking about how they were right all along, man. That's the spirit. How about Shemi Awashad? The scriptures have tested the time, tested. All right, the time. All right, and have come to pass. All right, now people are realizing, all right, that the things that the prophets, the elders have been speaking, the bishops and on down have been speaking, were true all along, man. And that's how they're going to decipher and know that who the true prophets of the Lord is. All right, so let's go ahead and get a little bit more into what's being said here. All right, okay, it says so it says harsh penalties. All right, it says the imitation clause carries penalties up to 10 years in prison. All right, it says such severe punishments raise the stakes for protesters and may push advocates underground or interfere. All right, so that's basically what they're trying to do, man. They're trying to put fear, all right, into the men of the Lord to not preach the word, all right, by these harsh, all right, penalties, all right, 10 years in prison. All right, let me get this real quick, all right, because the scriptures speak about, all right, how they're going to be doing that, all right. Before I get that, let me get this real quick, all right, to back up my last point. This is Amos chapter 8 verse 11, and it says, behold, the days cometh, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the word of Yahweh. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. All right, so there's going to come a time to where people are going to be seeking the word of the Lord, man. All right, when these harsh penalties, all right, start to take effect, all right, on a global stage, all right, and basically we're under the martial law, all right, a police state, all right, again, because these things are going to be a nationwide thing, all right. They want to create a NWO, a New World Order, all right, a one world, all right, government, all right, a one law. Okay, so what's going on over there, all right, it's going to be a global wide situation. That's why what the scriptures say, all right, that this shall come upon all the world. All right, this tribulation, everybody's going to be dealing with it. All right, everybody's going to deal with this. All right, let me get back into it real quick. Then I'm going to get the last scripture, and I'm going to head on out on this one. All right, again, all right, it says harsh penalties. It says the imitation clause carries penalties up to 10 years in prison. Such severe punishment raises the stakes for protesters and may push advocatism underground or into fear. All right, so they basically want to capture the fear of people, all right, because the more chaos it is, the more people are willing to give up their freedoms. All right. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this scripture right here. This is Luke 21:12, and it says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And it shall turn to you for a testimony, man. So, basically they're going to send you up, all right, before these, these court systems, all right, for, basically protesting against or speaking up against, all right, this kingdom, man. All right, so this is all prophesied. This is all prophecy. All right, and this is just all, leading up to the end, and it's proving that we at the end. All right, the brothers always talk about how, all right, you're gonna get humiliated before you get the glory. So, this is a part of, that battle. All right, part of the straight gate that we may have to go through. All right, so this is just the scriptures are just reassuring words. All right, that we actually doing the right thing, man, and that we on the right path, and that the word of the Lord is true, and that He's gonna protect us. All right, during all these things. Baratazah, that we are the elect. So, Lord willing, this video was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that do this work in truth and sincerity. Until the next time, Lord willing, I say Shalom.